In the corner of a crowded slum, between broken bricks and clotheslines tied between trees, lived a woman named Amma. No one knew her real name. Everyone just called her Amma, Mother. She owned nothing but a rusted stove, 2 chipped cups, and a heart so wide that it could feed the world. She had no husband, no children, no steady job. Every day, she would walk to the marketplace and collect what others threw away: vegetable peels, bruised fruits, stale bread. She brought them back, cleaned them, boiled them, and turned them into food. Not for herself, but for others. At sunset, a line would quietly form outside her shack. Hungry children, tired laborers, old widows. Amma served them with her hands, her smile, and sometimes just her eyes. She never asked for money, never asked for thanks. Just one rule: eat with respect. People wondered where she came from, why she gave so much when she had so little. Some called her foolish, others holy. But Amma never explained. She just kept cooking. Until one day, something happened that made the entire city stop and notice. One evening, as Amma was preparing her daily pot of stew, a boy she had never seen before appeared at her door. He looked no older than 12, clothes torn, eyes hollow. He said nothing, just stood there, staring at the food. Amma motioned him inside and handed him a bowl without a word. He ate quickly, like someone who hadn't tasted warmth in days. When he was done, he looked up. "Why did you feed me?" he asked. Amma smiled. "Because no one should sleep hungry, not even strangers." The boy came back the next day, and the next. Slowly, he began helping, peeling vegetables, carrying water, cleaning plates. He still didn't talk much, but one morning he said softly, "My name is Raju." Amma nodded and said, "Then today, this kitchen is yours too." As days passed, Amma taught Raju not just how to cook, but how to serve. "Never put food down like it's charity," she'd say. "Offer it like it's a blessing." And for the first time in his young life, Raju felt needed. Not pitied, not invisible, needed. But what neither of them knew was that their small acts of love were about to ripple far beyond their little corner of the world. Weeks passed. Amma and Raju became a quiet team. Word spread. More people came. Some brought small offerings: rice, salt, even broken vegetables from their shops. Amma accepted everything with the same words: "If it's given with love, it will feed many." One day, a young journalist wandered into the slum, looking for a human interest story. He saw the crowd gathered outside Amma's shack and assumed there was a problem. Instead, he found laughter, warm food, and an old woman stirring kindness into every pot. He sat with Amma and asked her why she did it. She said, "Because the world doesn't change with speeches. It changes when someone eats with dignity." Raju stood nearby, his eyes shining. The journalist left, and a week later, Amma's story appeared in the newspaper. Headline bold: "She owns nothing but feeds hundreds." People across the city read it. Some were moved, some inspired, and some skeptical. But Amma didn't know any of that. She just kept cooking. Until one day, a black car pulled up outside her shack. A man in a crisp suit stepped out. He was a restaurant owner from the city center. "Is this the place?" he asked. "Where love is served for free?" The man stepped inside, looked around, and said, "I read about you. I didn't believe it. but now I see it's real. Amma simply nodded. Would you like to eat? She asked. He hesitated, then sat cross-legged on the floor like everyone else. She handed him a bowl, same as all the others. He tasted the food and went silent. Not because it was gourmet, but because it was honest. I run a chain of restaurants, he said. I've tasted the finest dishes in glass towers, but this is the first time something made me feel full. Raju stood nearby, watching. The man turned to Amma. Would you let me fund this? A better kitchen, clean supplies, help. You shouldn't have to do this alone. Amma smiled. I never was alone. They feed me as much as I feed them. He didn't argue. He left a card and said, if you ever change your mind, I'll be waiting. For the first time, Amma considered it, not for herself, but for Raju. She looked at the boy, who now called her Amma, not just out of habit, but out of love. Maybe, she thought, love isn't meant to stay small. Maybe it's meant to grow. Amma didn't call the man, not right away. Instead, she watched how the line outside her shack grew longer every evening, and how Raju, once a hungry boy, now served others with the same grace she had shown him. One night, as they sat on the floor after feeding over 30 people, she looked at him and asked, if we could feed more people, would you want that? Raju nodded without hesitation, but only if we still serve the same way. No pride, no conditions. The next morning, Amma walked to a phone booth and dialed the number on the card. The man answered immediately. Are you ready? He asked. She said, I don't want a business. I want a bigger kitchen with no price tag. Within a month, the new space was ready. Clean counters, a stove that didn't leak smoke, more pots, more plates, and still the same rules. No payment, no hierarchy, just food, offered with dignity. People from all backgrounds came. College students, retired officials, homeless families, some to eat, some to help. And every night, Amma stood quietly in the back, watching Raju lead with the same compassion she had poured into him. It wasn't her kitchen anymore. It was theirs. Amma never asked to be known. She never looked for recognition. All she had was love and the belief that no one should feel forgotten at the end of the day. Her story wasn't about charity. It was about dignity. She didn't feed people because they were poor. She fed them because they were human. Raju, once a nameless boy in the shadows, had now become her voice. He told her story in interviews, school visits, and small community events, not as a tale of pity, but as a legacy of love. She gave without counting, he said once, and somehow we were the ones who multiplied. Amma's health began to fade quietly, just as she had lived. One evening, she sat on a bench outside the new kitchen, holding a bowl of stew. A small girl ran up and said, "Thank you, Amma." She smiled, nodded, and whispered, "Feed others someday." That was her last lesson. Kindness doesn't need wealth. It needs will. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be real. Have you ever received kindness from someone who had very little to give, but gave anyway? What impact did it leave on your heart? Share your story in the comments. It might help someone believe in good again. If this story touched you, send it to someone whose love speaks louder than words. And subscribe for more stories that remind you the most powerful hearts are often the quietest ones.